Inside EKU Sports, brought to you by Jimmy John's. Order Jimmy John's sandwich delivery today. Jimmy John's, freaky fast, freaky fresh. Welcome to this week's Inside EKU Sports, a production of EKU Athletics. Ryan Whalen, assistant basketball coach, with us this week to talk about the end of a four-game homestand. Big games, Ryan, against Tennessee State on Thursday, Belmont on Saturday. TSU has the best record throughout the non-conference, in Belmont. They sit at the top of the OVC coming into this week, and so it's going to be a big challenge for the Colonels.
Yeah, you know what? You talk about, the four-game homestand and then coming to a close, and, to have those two teams coming in, obviously it's a big challenge, but, it's a big challenge in two ways, in that they're going to be tough games, but it's also, a great opportunity for our guys to, kind of show what they're made of and to really take on the top of the conference and give them our best shot.
Ryan comes from Seton Hall, where he was an assistant for 6 years. 3 of those years, the first 3, Dan McHale, the head coach of the Colonels, was on the same staff, so the connection there. You guys are both from the Northeast area.
Yep, yeah, both from New Jersey, and obviously worked together 3 years at Seton Hall, 1 year at Iona. So we've known each other for a long time. We're very familiar with each other. I know the way he likes things, and we've kind of both been brought up the same teachings through Coach Kevin Willard. So in my opinion, is one of the best in the business, and so it's nice to have that in my first official assistant coaching job, to have that familiarity. It's been a big help to me, and I hope I've been a big help here. It's
been kind of like a pogo stick season, up down, and we saw that in the last homestand. Tremendous defense last week against SIU Edwardsville. You held them without a field goal for over 12 and a half minutes, and they missed 19 straight shots. What went so well in that game?
You know what? It was one of those things. You're looking around, and through about the first 8 or 9 minutes, I think they had like 24, 26 points, something like that. And we're looking around like, man, these guys are going to score, 60 points at the half. And, without even saying anything to these guys, I think that they almost all had that same thought. And, whatever clicked, man. We went zone, and Zach Charles was up top, and, he was extending his arms and using his length. And I think it really bothered them. And, we knew that they were more of an interior team, so we kind of packed it in a little bit, make them take tough shots. And, they were hitting shots early, but, anytime you don't have a great shooting team, it's almost fool's gold when you make a couple shots early, and then all of a sudden you settle in and you get back into your rhythm, and we really took them out of what they were trying to do, made them become a perimeter-oriented team, and obviously it worked out for us better than it did for them.
Freshman guard Asante Gist had a career-high 25 points. Some games he can, some games he can't. This game he did, and that is get to the rim, get to the foul line. He was 13 of 14 when they fouled him, denied him at the rim.
Yeah, you know what, and that's something he's been working on, and it's going to be a work in progress the rest of the year. Obviously as a freshman point guard in any league, on any team, and when you hand a freshman the ball, it's going to be a learning experience. But he's been doing a tremendous job. He's eager, willing to learn every day. He took it to heart. We told him, you got to start getting to the free throw line more, and he did a really good job of it. He was getting in the lane, he was attacking, and the thing I was most impressed with, he wasn't shying away from contact. He was seeking contact, and for him to take that next step as a player, he's got to do stuff like that, and I think he really showed a lot of maturity in growing up in that game.
Double-figure win over SIU Edwardsville, then Eastern Illinois. 2 dry spells, 15 in a row by the Panthers and 9 in a row, and you combine those two, and that was about 12 minutes where the Colonels didn't score. And it seemed like the interior defense of the Panthers was the difference in that loss.
Yeah, you know what, Musa Dama, we knew he was a dominant inside force, in the way he blocks shots and the way he rebounds. And, I think what happened was, we didn't really go at him strong in the beginning, and I think that gave him a lot of confidence. And anytime you give a guy a lot of confidence like that, they're gonna play like an All-American the rest of the game, and that's really what happened. It was one of those things too with Eastern Illinois. You want to talk about two contrasting styles. We talked about SIU. They wanted to feed the ball inside. Well, Eastern Illinois, they wanted to play a more perimeter-based attack, and we had too many breakdowns in transition, and that's really where they killed us in the first half. They went on their big run, and they were advancing the ball ahead. We had 2 guys on the ball. We weren't finding men in transition. They were getting out to the 3-point line, and once we let them get hot, in the second half, we were trying to mount a comeback, and Tison hits a 3.
Yeah,
from about 30 feet out with a hand in his face, and then Goodwin hits another one, driving to his left, kind of just chucking it up in the rim. But when you give teams confidence like that, shots like that tend to go in.
All right, I know you got a lot of scout work to do along with practice, so get back to work. It's a big big homestand coming up.
Absolutely.
All right, that's Ryan Whalen, assistant coach at EKU. Here is the schedule for the Colonels. A Thursday tip-off at 7 against Tennessee State, and then a 7 o'clock Saturday game against Belmont at Alumni as well. And we remind you the winter ticket promotion continues the rest of this week with discounted $8 tickets for Madison County employees and free student section admission for Madison County students. Come cheer on the Colonels either this Thursday or Saturday, or better yet, we'll see you at both games. Still ahead on Inside EKU Sports, another national honor for EKU quarterback Tyler Swafford.
And Marv, our blood sugar is dropping. Go, make us a plate.
31. And 31.
We'll literally die of hunger.
Would you slide in, please, Carl?
Freaky fast.
1.
Bingo!
No.
Carl.
Jimmy John's.
Every day is a concept that few people can commit to. Every day requires a level of dedication that forces you to test your limits.
Every day I'll give back to the community because I draw strength from their support. Every day the sounds of your cheers will echo through my mind. Knowing that you have my back means I can always look forward.
Every day I'll be too tired to sweat and my bones will ache. Every day will provide me with the slight edge that I need to succeed. Champions are built every day.
EKU quarterback Tyler Swafford continues to be honored for his academic and athletic achievements. This weekend, he received the FCS National 2016 Doris Robinson Scholar Athlete of the Year Award, given each year to a FCS student athlete who excels on the field, in the classroom, and the community. Swafford is an honor scholar. He has a 4.0 GPA and was also named Eastern's first Mitchell Scholar. On the field this season, Swafford had 940 passing yards, 5 passing touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown. He will graduate this spring after just 3 years with a degree in globalization and international affairs. Congratulations to Tyler Swafford.
Kids. No! Didi, you want me to help you clean up? No, I don't need you to do nothing for me. Get out.
I hope Mom's out of sleep. It's awfully late for dinner.
Freaky fast.
Thank you, sweetie. Who wants a cookie?
Jimmy John's.
10 seconds to go. Harper coming forward. Moves in top of the key. 6 seconds to go. The 3.
The EKU women's basketball team off to a great start, 3-0 in the OVC, completing a weekend 2-game sweep with a win over Eastern Illinois in overtime. And Chrissy Roberts here to talk about that 88-85 win, won in many ways by feeding Jalen O'Bannon in the post. She gets to the foul line. She goes 22 of 24. The team shoots well, and you win a game that was exciting.
It was exciting. For you guys.
Stressful for the head
Stressful
coach.
for the head coach. But to shoot 80+% from the free throw line says a lot about how far we've come, because we've been struggling from the free throw line. We struggled early in the preseason. I think we're around 65% as a team. So it says a lot about what they're doing outside of what we asked them to do in practice, just to get those extra reps in.
Jalen O'Bannon led you in both points and rebounds, 34 and 9. She had 14 of her points in that 5-minute overtime period?
She, she was focused, and down the stretch, we were just going to go to her every time. Running the same play, I felt like they either had to defend it or foul. And she went to the free throw line, knocked down her free throws.
It was a great individual performance by her and also by Eastern Illinois' Grace Lennox, who had 35. It's fun to watch the two stars play a game within a game, but then the role of the rest of the players on each team made it additionally fun.
I'll tell you what, and we talk about it all the time, everybody has something to bring to the table and contribute. And from the players on the floor to the players who didn't get in the game, just their energy, their enthusiasm, their focus, just being in it, being positive, cheering their teammates on. To the ones on the floor, whether it's making the extra pass, grabbing a rebound, defending, communicating. It was just a great team effort from top to bottom.
The first two wins were double-figure wins on the road over Southeast Missouri and then back home against SIU Edwardsville. And in that game, you were hit by a big first-half spurt by them, but you answered right back with a 22-5 run. And that answer is what you've been looking for.
We have been we talk about it all the time, this game being a game of runs and just being able to maintain our composure and play through those runs and figure out a way to get things turned around. And we talk about it all the time, it's going to have to start on the defensive end. And I'm hoping, I know we gave up 85 against a great EIU team, but I'm hoping defensively we can continue to turn the corner.
Abby Wright really had a coming-out party game this season with 14 in that win over SIU Edwardsville.
Starting to slow down. I think her shot selection is getting better. She's not rushing or forcing anything, and she's letting the game come to her. She's got a beautiful shot. Can knock it down consistently when it's not rushed, and that's what we've been focusing on, just slowing her down and making good decisions.
Most people who will see this Inside EKU Sports edition, the Belmont game down in Nashville will be over, and they are the OVC tournament champions. Then back home against TSU for a Saturday night game or Saturday afternoon game. And I call it the Hall of Fame Classic because former EKU coach Larry Joe Inman in the EKU Athletics Hall of Fame, and now you're the head coach at EKU, also in the Hall.
Two tough ones coming up. The first one, like you said, against Belmont, they return everybody, a talented group. We're going to have our work cut out for us. Tennessee State's playing well. And so we're going to have to put in some work these next couple of days to get prepared for one Belmont first, and then we'll focus on the rest later.
I know it's a grind, but you seem a little bit more at peace with how your team is improving, that you were a little bit at wit's end in mid-December, for instance.
I am. I don't ask for much. Just go hard, play hard. We talk about it all the time. Don't cheat the game. You've been given a great opportunity. Don't take it for granted. We need to make the most out of it. And it seems like our kids are starting to make some changes within themselves, and we're showing some growth.
All right, good luck back at home against TSU on Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, that's Chrissy Roberts as the EKU women's basketball team rolling. Don't forget, up next, it will be that TSU game at 4:30 Saturday afternoon. Of course, we'll have the call on the EKU Sports Network, and also you can see that game on the OVC Digital Network as well. We invite you to keep up with EKU Sports all season long on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks for joining us on another edition of Inside EKU Sports. We'll take a break next week and be back in 2 weeks. So long, everybody. Inside EKU Sports, brought to you by Jimmy John's. Order Jimmy John's sandwich delivery today. Jimmy John's, freaky fast, freaky fresh.